Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to the Divine Femme Live. I'm so excited to have this conversation with all of you. We're going to talk about what makes you unique, first of all, and then how to leverage it so that you can fully live out your purpose. Okay, so if you are new to my world, welcome. My name is Julie Sasha Cloutier. I am the owner of Divine Femme, which is a coaching and mentoring business for women who know deep down inside that they came here to do something incredible. They know deep down inside that they have this important message that they came here to share with everybody. So in my world, I journey with women such as healers and women who see themselves as light workers, as light leaders, women who are mystic and spiritually led and know that they came here on this mission. Okay, so if this resonates with you, then I would love for you to stick with me during this conversation, whether you're catching me live, whether you're catching the replay. Let me know in the comments so that I can say hello. I love conversating with everybody. So this conversation that I want to have is about just how unique you truly are. And what I am witnessing a lot lately, actually for the past several years, is that there are a lot of women who are capable of incredible things. They are capable of touching people to the core. They have this vision, they have this creation within them, they have this intelligence, they have this huge heart. But unfortunately, I see them not sharing their unique brilliance. I am seeing them dimming down their light. So let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. If you feel like you are dimming your light, that you're dimming down. And the reason why, as women, we do this is because along the way, someone has made us feel like we were too much, right? That we were too different, that we were maybe too loud or too outspoken, and that we were rocking the boat a bit. And so, of course, if this has happened while you were a child, we automatically want to fit in. We want to be loved, we want to be accepted, we want to be included. And so we kind of mold ourselves to our environment. Now, this is not a conversation about blaming our parents and our caregivers and all that. No, this is not that conversation that I want to have with all of you. The conversation that I want to have is how we came to where we are today. If you are finding yourself in either a relationship or a career or a business, or even it could be about your health, like your whole, your body, your being. If you find yourself in this space where you are feeling miserable, where you're feeling limited, where you're feeling frustrated, confused, where you're doubting yourself, I want you to know that the reason why you're there is just because you've fallen for the programming. And we all have at some point in time. And what it is funny because as human beings, as souls, we incarnated into this body, into this physical realm. And it's almost like we completely forgot about our soul contract. We all came here with a mission. We all came here, with a message. And it's almost like we forgot because we were just kind of propelled into the physicality, the dualities of this planet. And with everybody who has been raising us and who has been mentoring us and guiding us and teaching us, well, all of these people, they all have a belief system. They all have wants and needs, so as children, we are so vulnerable. And so we just kind of morph into whatever it is that, our environment expects us to be. Now, some of us are a little more rebellious and we will put our foot down and we'll have our tantrums and all that. But I mean, I haven't met one person who hasn't been programmed in a certain way. And what happens is that when we arrive as adults, especially like in our mid 30s to our 50s, it's almost like we start questioning, you know, why did I end up, in this relationship? Or how did I end up in this career? I don't even like it anymore. It doesn't light me up anymore. How come I'm stuck with this type of body that I just don't feel right in? And so I don't want you to feel, I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I want you to have compassion for yourself, because we are all unraveling ourselves. We are all dismantling ourselves right now. We are in a pivotal time where mass awakening is happening. There's this massive spiritual shift that's happening. And so a lot of women are coming to me asking questions about their destiny, about their soul gifts, about their purpose. They're questioning why they're no longer feeling fulfilled in their career, in their relationships, or with their own body. And they're actually wondering if they're going through a midlife crisis or what's going on with them. And what I love to do is to really dive into their charts, right? So if you're new to my world, I'm a certified master intuitive numerologist. I have been for over a decade, and I use this ancient teaching to guide and support women. Okay, I also teach it, but I really use this ancient teaching as an anchor for them, because your chart is your soul's blueprint. That's what I like to call it, because you were born on a specific day and you were given a specific name for a reason. No accidents there. It's no accident. It's no coincidence. Okay, you chose that specific day to incarnate into this physical realm for a reason. It's because you needed a specific electromagnetic signature to come in, because you already had your soul map, your soul blueprint, and you needed to come in with the frequency that was going to support your journey, right? The trajectory of your life. So what I love to do is to open up this soul's blueprint with you, and we start diving into your individual energetics, into your numerical codes. And little by little, number by number, you start reconnecting with who you came here to be, with your uniqueness, okay, with your unique brilliance. So what I love to talk a lot about, and I'm actually offering a master course on it. This is where we really take a deep dive into these three numbers. I call them a course sequence, okay? Because these are the three numbers that if you can understand them and integrate them into your life will change completely. It will do a 180, okay? So these three numbers are your life path number, including your extended life path numbers, okay? Then you have your destiny number and you have your heart's desire number. So when I combine these three numbers, okay, I am able to paint a picture to you for you to see what you came here to learn. That's your life path, okay? That's the trajectory you came here to explore. This is where all of your life lessons lie. This is where you get to meet your shadows. This is where you do shadow work and inner self work, all right? So it's all about life lessons, and it's also about self-mastery. So that's your life path number, okay? And it's your life path number that will bring you into the direction of your destiny number. Your destiny represents your highest potential, your uniqueness. All right, this is where you shine. This is like your zone of genius. Okay, and throughout our life we make our way towards that. It's almost like our soul is at the apex, right, of I like to be visual, so let's create a triangle, and the destiny number will be here. That's your code. Your destiny code is right up here, and here is where your life path number is. So it's almost like your soul is up here, your higher self, and it's almost like there's a string, an invisible string, and it's just pulling at your heartstrings, right, bringing you up, bringing you towards your highest potential, your zone of genius. This is where you shine, okay? But in order to get there, you need to learn some lessons, right? We need to experience the dualities of this world. I mean, if everything was just rainbows and sunshines and unicorns, then what's the use? What's the purpose of coming here? We all came here to learn things. We all came here to evolve, to ascend. And so, of course, we are going to be navigating some rough terrain, right? We're going to be riding some pretty crazy maverick waves, okay? But what I love and how I coach numerology and how I coach women with this ancient teaching is they get to learn what their life lessons are. What did they come here to learn and understand and master? And the more they work on their life path, right, or the life path number, these numerical codes, the easier it's going to be for them to reach that apex. Now, I just want to say, there's a saying that says there is no destination, there's just the journey. But our human mind needs to have like a destination, right? We need to have a bullseye, a focus. And so that's what I'm talking about. Because once you reach what you think is your highest potential, then of course there's going to be another apex on top of that, because it's an upward spiral. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly peeling back the layers, right? So I hope I'm giving you a good visual. Let me know in the comments if this is making sense. So in order for you to reach your highest potential, your uniqueness, right? Your spark, your brilliance, you need to navigate your numerical codes within your life path number. Now, your life path number, you can find it very easily. All you need to do is just add all of the numbers within your date of birth. So just put a plus sign in between every number, right? Write down your date of birth in numerical form, add them all up. And then when you come to the sum, if it's 2 digits, you need to reduce it to 1 digit. So for example, I'm born on March 13th, 1972. So if you add all of that up, it adds up to 26. Now in numerology, there are no life path 26. So I put a plus line between the 2 and the 6. 2 plus 6 equals 8. So I'm a life path 8, but not a pure 8. I'm a 268, and that is what the extended life path numbers I was talking about. But if you end up with a master life path number, such as 10, 11, 22, 33, 44, then you leave it like that. You do not touch it. Those are master numbers. Okay. So that's how you find out your life path number. And that is how you can get to your highest potential. This is where you can really experience more and more self-mastery. And this is where you get to really shine your light, because you came here to learn so many life lessons. And when you start tapping into the dualities of each numerical code within your life path number, you will see magic happen. Okay, because you're going to start knowing yourself. You're going to have such a deep sense of self that when a challenge comes to you, because self-mastery is not about living the perfect life. It's not about living a life where there's never going to be a challenge ever again, because we cannot control what other people do and other people say. We can't do that. All we can do is just do the self-mastery. That's why it's called self-mastery, right? And so when challenges come to you, you're able to navigate them with grace, with confidence, and with more ease and flow. So you don't stay stuck in the self-doubt, like, oh my God, this just happened. Boom, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I need to talk to her, to him. I don't know. Maybe I need to read a book. Maybe I need to do this. I'll do a list, pros and cons. What do I do? Right? You're going to know yourself so well that you're going to be able to just sit with it and say, okay, this is how I am. These are my strengths. These are my challenges. I'm in this personal year right now. I tend to do this. Here are my shadows. These are my negative patterns, but here are my strengths and my gifts. So I'm going to tap into all of that, and I'm going to be able to navigate this wave. So it's almost like a big maverick wave that's coming at you, but you've learned how to surf. You've learned how to surf the wave. Okay, that's what it is. So the more you know yourself, when you experience this deeper sense of self, the easier it's going to be for you to go over those hurdles and continue into the direction towards your highest potential. And that's where you shine, right? Your highest potential, which is your destiny number, can be found through with the letters of your birth name. So when I say your birth name, it is the name that is written on your birth certificate. Okay. And what you do in numerology, what happens is that every letter has a numerical equivalent. Okay. And if you don't know your destiny number, let me know in the comments. Okay. And I can help you figure that out. Okay. So all you do is just add up all of the letters, right? Because all of the letters, each letter has a numerical equivalent, like I was talking about. And then you just come to the sum of it. And if it ends up being a double digit, you reduce it to one number. Okay. So that's your destiny. So it's all about, it's your birth name, whereas your life path number is your date of birth. Okay. It's the sum of your date of birth. Now, what's really interesting is that throughout my years of coaching and mentoring, and even with myself, what I've witnessed and what I've experienced is that we tap into about 25% of our magic, of our uniqueness, of our brilliance, right? We may tap into a little more, but usually it's around that. I'm here to help you tap into the other 75. That's what I love to do. I love to help you discover the other 75% so that when you are navigating life, when you're experiencing life, when you're making decisions, when you're showing up, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your relationships, it doesn't matter. You are showing up 100% in your authenticity, in your truest essence, right? You are not trying to people please. You're not trying to mold or morph into whatever. You're not playing the chameleon, so to speak, so that, people will just accept you and just want to include you in the reindeer games, right? You are just going to be unshakable and you're going to be unapologetic about it. And just to let you know that being unshakable and unapologetic is very powerful, and it can be done with love and compassion. It doesn't have to be, with that aggressive energy or that very insensitive energy at all. Okay. So 25% of your magic, can you imagine if you're just tapping into 25% of your brilliance, of your zone of genius, of what makes you so unique? Imagine if you would tap into all of it, if you would actually show up in it, how different your life would be. And that's what I love about numerology. This is what's so powerful about it. It's that when you know yourself, okay, when you really know yourself, when you've experienced a deep soul remembrance, and you know who you came here to be and what you came here to do and what your gifts are and your strengths are and your challenges are, like when you really know yourself, you start making different decisions for yourself, right? You start making different decisions. And when you start making different decisions, what happens? Your life changes, right? Your life changes. And that's where the magic happens. That's where all of the transformation happens. But it's when you finally make the decision to put yourself first and to get to know yourself. And a lot of women will come to me when when shit has hit the fan, when they're at this crossroad and it's very uncomfortable, and they know that they can no longer go back, right? They know that they can no longer go back to that job, or they can no longer go back to that relationship, or that they can no longer treat their bodies like they used to. They just know that they can't go back, but they're not sure what lies ahead. So they're in the void, right? They're in the void. They're in the goopy part. That's what I like to call it. It's like when the caterpillar, before turning into a beautiful butterfly, when it's going through its metamorphosis, what happens? It turns into goop when it's in its cocoon. And nobody really enjoys the goopy part, right? Nobody does. So when women come to me and they're ready to go through the goopy part, then together what we do is that we journey, right? We take this incredible journey together in the numerical realm, and we start peeling back the layers, and we start taking deep dives into all of who they came here to be. And we unravel and we decipher and we decode together. And it's so beautiful to witness them starting to reconnect with who they came here to be, and remember that there's so much more that they were led to believe, which is exactly the energy of May, okay, of this month. Because in numerology, there are universal cycles. So we're in a universal year 6, but right now we're in a universal month 11. And this is the month where you and I and all of us as a collective, we are realizing that we are so much more. We are so much more than we were led to believe. And it's all on different levels, wherever you're at in your spiritual journey, right? And into your evolution. But everybody's going through this right now. Everybody's going through this right now. And if you're feeling like this, if you have this inner niggle where it's like, I'm meant to do something more, I'm meant to do something different. This is what I'm where I am right now is no longer resonating with me. I don't feel comfortable. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling confused. I'm tired. I'm bored. I'm uninspired. I'm unmotivated. You need to listen to that. Because if you ignore it, the universe is always working for us, by the way. So if you continue to ignore it, the universe is going to just make it very, very uncomfortable for you to stay there, because the universe wants you to honor your soul contract. And so if you keep on ignoring it and doing the la 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 thing, the universe is not going to have it. And so I have this incredible client who is going through a burnout right now. She's going through something very difficult right now because she didn't listen. She didn't listen because it was too scary for her to listen. It was too scary for her to go through the void, to go into the goopy part. And so she ignored it, and she stayed with her fear, and she stagnated, and the universe pushed harder and said, you're going to have to sit with yourself, and you're going to have to face what it is that you need to face in order to feel it, release it, and move forward. So the universe is always doing things for you. It's always happening for you. But it's up to you. We all have free will. We all have free will. But when you start stagnating for too long, the universe will intervene, right? Your team will intervene. Your higher self will intervene. But you have the choice, though. You have the power to decide, am I going to show up in my authenticity, in my full self-expression, in my uniqueness? Am I going to shine my light, or am I going to live my life on the dimmer? Right? You get to choose. I just put some notes down here. I want to make sure that I don't forget, because I wrote so many things down. Everything was just streaming in before I got on. So we talked about free will. We talked about self-mastery. We talked about your genius. Okay, so your chart holds so much power. It's your chart. It's your soul's blueprint. It's your story. It's your soul story. It holds so much power. I'm just going to try to turn this around here because I have a lot of sun. I'm loving the sun, though, because it was cloudy all day. Now the sun is like a cat, you know? Okay, enough of me. More about you. Okay, so your chart holds so much power. Let me just try to lift this so it can be leveled. Okay. And what I love doing is helping you understand and see and integrate and embody the power that is within you. It's innate. You have this innate power, and you also have this innate wisdom where you can connect with all of the coding that you have, all of your individual energetics, and you get to activate them. You get to choose if you want to calibrate to the light aspect of your codes or the shadow aspect, because like everything, numbers are energy too, and they have a duality, right? And so you get to decide if you are going to start calibrating to the light aspect or to the shadow aspect. And of course, we want to calibrate to the light aspect. The more we calibrate to the light aspect of all of our codes, the more brilliance we will exude, right? We have an electromagnetic signature, and so we emit an electromagnetic frequency. It's that simple. So what frequency are you emitting right now? Are you leveraging your uniqueness, or are you hiding behind the fear? Or have you just dimmed down your light because you just want to make other people comfortable? That's usually what happens here. This is why we dim down our light. It's because we don't want to rock the boat. We've been told that we were too much. We've been told that we are making people feel bad about themselves. But what's really happening is that by shining your light, you're shining your light on their shadows. And sometimes people are not ready, and they're not willing to take a look at their shadows. So they ask you to please dim down because it's making them feel uncomfortable. But that's not your job. You didn't come here to dim your light. You came here to shine. And so some people won't be very happy or pleased with how you are showing up in your authenticity and your uniqueness, but that belongs to them. That is their experience, right? It is not yours. It is not yours. You have this incredible, unique brilliance that only you can bring into this world. And so you're actually stopping yourself from experiencing incredible joys and fulfillment, and you're also stopping us from being touched by your light, by being touched by your brilliance, by your uniqueness. That's what makes this world such a beautiful place, is that we're all so different, right? So your uniqueness, you can find it within your course sequence. So your life path numbers, your destiny number, and your heart's desire number. Your heart's desire number, the way you find that number is you just calculate the month and the day that you were born, okay? And you reduce it to one digit. That's it. Now, your heart's desire, when I was doing the little triangle, is going to be here. And your heart's desire is the fuel. It's what fills you up. It's how your soul wants to show up in this lifetime. It's how it wants to express itself. It's what it's yearning, to share with everybody. Okay. So it's the how. How does your soul want to show up in this lifetime? So this is what fuels you. This is what lights you up. This is like what brings you towards your destiny. So sometimes, a lot of the times actually, when I have a woman come to me for coaching, because I offer one-on-one coaching as well, not just readings, but coaching. When she comes to me and says, you know what, I'm having such a hard time. There's so many challenges. Everything feels so heavy. So we do dive into her life path numbers, obviously, with other numbers as well. Okay. But for the sake of this video, we're talking about these 3 numbers. And so, yes, we take a look at that. But then I have her tap into her heart's desire number, because that's the fuel. And that's what's going to get her through, right? It's going to get her through these obstacles, through these hardships. This is what's going to help her overcome whatever it is that's happening right now. So your heart's desire is your fuel. Okay. This is like the light underneath your butt, right? It's going to light you up, and it's going to actually help you. It's going to actually help you get out of, the dark night of the soul, and then bring you towards your destiny. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'm trying to give you some tidbits and some ways for you to really show up in your uniqueness. And sometimes what happens is that we're being held back. We're being held back because we came here to figure out, some challenges, some life lessons. We came here to navigate that, and that you find most of them within your life path number. Okay. So how can you leverage it, right? How can you leverage your uniqueness? First of all, we need to uncover what it is, and not only uncover what it is, but to actually own it and be proud of it and understand that you came here for this, right? It's to really embrace it and fall in love with how different you are from everybody else. If you're a misfit, so be it. Aren't we all? The ones who all blend in and all dress the same and all talk the same and all act the same. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Where's the passion in that? That doesn't ignite my soul at all. It's so conservative. It's conformity. And I didn't come here for that. And I'm sure that you didn't either. So uncover what makes you so unique and really start falling in love with it, right? How are you different from everybody else? And how beautiful in that, and really find the beauty within it. And then believe that you did come here to shine your light. Really believe that it is your uniqueness that's going to make a difference in this world. It's going to touch people in ways that nobody else could. You need to start believing that and getting inspired by it and getting excited by that. And then you can start asking yourself, what fills me up with passion and excitement? What is it? What is it that just excites you, that ignites you? What is that? And the more you tap into this, right? I love to dive into the heart's desire number in the charts, but if you haven't received a reading from me and you don't know what that is, but you can still ask yourself, what lights me up? What is it that I can do all day long? All day long, and I don't even see the time go by. I just love it. I would do it for free, 24/7. What is that? And that's your fuel. And that is what's going to bring you towards your whole brilliance and your uniqueness. It's going to actually give you that courage and that desire to just show up. Because, see, your desire needs to become bigger than your fear. Your desire to show up in your full expression needs to become bigger than your fear of being rejected or criticized or outcasted. Okay? That's, we need to like tip the scales here. We need to tip the scales. By dimming your brilliance, what happens is that you deny yourself so much joy and success and abundance. So much deep connection. You really do. And I wanted to finish off by just saying this. I was actually having a conversation with one of my clients, and this is what, we were talking about. And to create a life that you've never, ever experienced before, you have to become that version of you that you've never been, right? You have to become that version of you that exists. It exists in the quantum field. It does. But you have to become that version of you that you've never been before. Something inside of you needs to shift, right? Something inside you needs to shift. And this is why I find intuitive numerology such a powerful, powerful tool, because it really does have you experience a deep soul remembrance. It confirms so many things. It clears up so many things. It brings you closer to your destiny, and it opens up a portal of possibilities for you. A portal that's always been there, but you just never really noticed before. And when you experience a personalized reading with me, we really dive in to all that you need to know. So when I say personalized, what I mean is that if you really want me to dive into your chart regarding your career, let's say you really want to know if you should change careers or where you're supposed to go or what would be the best career for you, then I know exactly where to go in your soul's blueprint, and we laser focus on that. If it's more relationship based, we focus on that. If it's more health issues, then we focus on that. If it's all of the above, then hey, we'll just do a whole runaround. But that's what I love about my readings, is that I personalize them, and we hop on a Zoom that is recorded. So it's you and me, and we record the whole thing, and we have a conversation, and you ask your questions and I answer them, and I receive guidance from spirit. I get a lot of intuitive hits when I offer readings. That's where my intuition is at its highest. So you get coaching, you get intuitive insights, you get answers. But the answers have always been there. It's just that sometimes we need help from others to just help us see. And sometimes it's just to change your focus and to look just a little bit more to the left or a little bit more to the right. That's all it is. Or to just look underneath this or underneath that or behind this. That's all it is. And that's what I love doing. So if you have never received a reading from me and you would love to know more about my readings, I would love for you to contact me. If you look in the description of my channel, you will find all the ways that you can contact me. And if you want to know more about one-on-one coaching, I also offer that as well. It's a minimum of a 30-day container. Okay. And so we can talk about that as well. That's just by application only, because I only take a few selected women per month, because I'm like in your back pocket. I am with you the whole time. So I offer quality over quantity. And I only have one spot left for May. Okay. And I also have my master course, which is the foundation, which is all about the 3 core numbers that we just talked about, plus your personal year cycle, which is like your little crystal ball for each year that you're in, what is influencing you and what energies are supporting and guiding you. So this is like your personal GPS. And so I'm trying to not be in the shadows here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. And on top of that, not only do you discover what all of your 3 core numbers are and your personal year cycle, but I coach you and I teach you how to integrate it and embody all of them, so that you can start navigating life in your uniqueness, in your brilliance, and you can start making decisions for yourself that are aligned with your soul purpose and your soul gifts. So Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. If you have any questions regarding this conversation, please let me know in the comments. And again, if you want to know more about how we can journey together, I would love to connect with you. Just not invite, but just connect with me through either IG, through Facebook. You can send me an email. Everything is in the description of this channel. I love you all so much. I'm sending you all so much love and so much light. Ciao for now.